What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about wide data and deep data and how to pull both. So let's dive right in. You're going to open up your batch leads or your prop stream, and you're going to type in your subject city that you want to look for properties in. Right, Springfield, there's 86,000 properties, and we're getting ready to filter down and get us a list of really deep data. That way we're not getting these $2.3 million mansions, like this one and this one here, right? Because we're not trying to wholesale those. We want to find investment properties that we can wholesale to people. So right off the bat, we're going to come down here and turn off MLS status, right? We do not want these properties to be on the MLS. Wholesaling on the MLS sucks. It's a pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to select something like absentee owner, right? Now this literally cuts the amount of properties in our subject city in half. So this is still insanely wide, by the way. This is extremely wide data. It's a huge list of properties. It would take you forever to call through. There's probably for sure some deals in there, but you're gonna have to do some digging to find them. Go to out of state absentee. You got 2.9 thousand properties. That's a lot. That's getting better. That's still, I would still consider that wide data, right? There's a couple thousand in there. There's a handful of deals probably. We hit this tired landlord, and that drops us down to 114 properties. Right, now all of these right off the bat, I can see a couple. This is probably a rental. This is probably a rental. This is probably a rental. And a tired landlord means that they've owned the property for a minimum of 10 years. So if we click on this one, we can verify that right here on the ownership length. 16 years, 2 months. It's company owned. It's in the Daniel Cynthia K. Living Trust. So, we can skip trace this this property here, and it would probably be a pretty good subject. Now I've got all of these properties saved to a list already. So what you want to do, right, when you're pulling the list of deep data, you want a list of about 500 properties before you go start calling. That way, you don't have to come back into batch leads or prop stream and keep pulling lists and wasting a bunch of time. You can just keep on going and keep on going. So what you're going to want to do, and I'll make this quick, is just keep the filters in place, right? And you just want to, come around. Springfield's a bigger city. You want to go around to the smaller cities around Springfield or around wherever you're looking at. Next is a good one. Republic's a good one. Ozark's good. Highlandville. All of these are good. They're good landlord cities, right? So let's just go to Republic, for example, right? There's only 9 properties in Republic. So in Republic, you may want to take off the tired landlord. There's 269. Out of state absentee. That's a little bit too many. We might check if there's any tax liens properties in here. No, none. Any pre-foreclosures? There's 8 of them. So you can pull the pre-foreclosures. You can pull the tired landlords. There's probably some inherited. There's 3, right? So if you just click high equity, that gives you quite a bit. And there's really not a lot you can kind of narrow it down to. But Republic's a smaller city. There's not very many properties in Republic. I wonder if I just go ahead and take off all my filters. There's only 8,500 properties in Republic. A list of 200 is going to get you probably most of the deals you're going to find in a city like that. So you may just want to go ahead and click your out of state. Add these 9 properties to your list, because I know if there's investors in Springfield, of course they're going to want to buy in Republic. It's not that far away. It's like 10 minutes or something, like 10, 20 minutes. So we can do the same thing for Nixa. Keep our same filters on there. There's 5 properties in Nixa. Awesome. Right here, this is pretty deep. Absentee owner and tired landlord. There's 57 properties in Nixa. Let's just check them out real quick. So these are probably, this one's a little big to be an investment property, but somebody could still want to flip it, right? A lot of these properties in Nixa's a newer city, so it's going to have bigger houses. They're going to be newer. The whole shebang, We can come down and do the same thing for Highlandville. Right, and real quick, just for example, I'll show y'all. You just want to select all of them, come in here, select your list. Apparently my list didn't save from earlier. So I wonder, really quick, let me go to my list. Alright, yeah, this is the one that I had earlier. Sometimes you just gotta go out of the page and then back into your property search to fix it up. So let's go back to Nixa. There's only 13,000 properties in Nixa, so it's a smaller market, but there's still quite a few investors there. There's definitely people that are interested in investing there. So let's go ahead and pull our little list again. Maybe it was absentee and then tired landlord. There we go. Yep. So here's our 57. I bet you if we try to throw them in this list now, there it is. There's our list. So we can save them to that list. Skip for now. I don't ever save the agents. Yeah, you can do the same thing with Highlandville. It might be a little too rural, a little bit far away from Springfield. You're getting about, it's really only about 10-15 minutes. It's not that bad. You can go to Ozark. I know Ozark's a good one. You're just going to rinse and repeat until you have like 500 properties basically. Right, all around this. You want to find a good investor market to look for wholesale deals in. But as soon as you have that, you're going to go around to all the surrounding cities. Here's another 55 properties. We can go ahead and save those to the list as well. Skip for now. Stratford, I don't know a lot of people that invest in Stratford. It's more of a richer town. But you guys get the idea. That's going to be a pretty deep list. So if I go to my lists, give it a second to load, pull up this list here. There's 223. Now you want to do a little bit more than this, right? You can play around with your filters as long as there's some pain points in there. Even in this list of 200, I would consider this a little bit small, but there's for sure still at least 2 or 3 deals in this list. I can almost guarantee it, as long as your skip tracing is accurate, which batch normally is. There's for sure going to be some deals in here, right? So now let's go ahead and show you how to pull wide data. So let's go back to Springfield here. When you're pulling wide data, it's definitely going to be a lot more beneficial for you to pull a list where the population's at least a couple 100,000 people. Springfield's not quite that big, but I know it's a really investor-heavy market. So we're going to come in here, do the same filters for wide data. Well, not the same filters. You want it to be off market. That's what I'm going to say. So you're going to come in here. So absentee owner, this is still super wide, right? Out of state absentee owner, 2.9K. This is pretty wide. You could call this list. There's for sure a handful of deals in here, basically guaranteed. You call 2.9 thousand people, I guarantee you there's at least $100,000 worth of wholesale deals in this list. This is something I would recommend that you do, if you're doing this full time, or if you have a VA calling, pull wide data for them so that you're not pulling data all the time. Like right here, if I go vacant, 2.1K, there's no other pain point. It's, this would be a good wide list to pull and call, right? You want absentee owner, you can go out of state absentee owner, that's 139 properties. Now that's pretty deep. They're out of state absentee, the property's vacant, they probably for sure want to get rid of it, I don't see why you would want to hold a property vacant if you live in another state. It doesn't make any sense. We could go deeper. Tired landlord, that's 6 properties. Yeah, man, I can't guarantee you that there's going to be a deal in 6 properties that you call, but the deeper you get with the pain points, the more likely they are going to want to sell. Property vacant, high equity, knocks it down a little bit more. So this is another example of a good deep list. But if you just go out of state absentee, or property vacant, that's going to be property vacant, high equity. This is going to be a great list. or free and clear, 1.4K. That's a good wide data list. This is going to be a great list to call. Now you might get a lot of properties that are like this one. This looks like a commercial building, but a lot of these are sold. It says they've been sold on the MLS recently, and you can filter that out as well. But you get the idea. Wide data, there's going to be a handful of deals in. It's going to be a lot more time consuming because there's less pain points in the data. They're probably, you know, if these are actually vacant properties, which they probably are, Batch's data is pretty accurate, but if these are actually vacant properties and you call 1.4 thousand of them, you should at least get a handful of deals. You know, it's a given. But the deeper you go, and if you can get a list of 1,000, you know, pull a list of 1,000 that's a really deep list, whether it's from in Springfield or all around Springfield in the area, you're for sure going to get a bunch of deals from it. It's basically guaranteed. All you got to do is pull the list and call it, you know. So that's pretty much it when it comes to wide data and deep data. I really hope this helped you out. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks, guys.